Good morning, everybody. September 22nd, 2021. Are we going to see another bleed off of AMC today? Hopefully not. I'm going to go ahead and wait a few minutes and get some folks in here with us, and we'll start going over some of this information on our beloved AMC. I don't know if a lot of you folks know that I do study the high frequency trading algorithms that just pretty much rule the entire stock market. And I mean, that's something that we're going to fight against from now to the end of time. I don't think that they will ever get rid of it. But I'm going to go ahead and wait a few more minutes, and let's get some folks in here, and we'll start taking a look at what's going to be going on here. And just let me go ahead and refresh this. I want to make sure the stream is running well. Okay. Against. I'm just going to go ahead and mute that. Yeah, this is the first stream I've done on this channel. Okay, looks pretty good. Just want to make sure the stream quality was good. 1080p, high definition, looks pretty good. I'll give myself a thumbs up. And yeah, looking pretty good. Just getting this this pop-out chat set up. I'll get that over here. Very good. Let me see something here. Okay. Alrighty, that seems to work a bit. I'll put the first live chat in there. And folks, let's go over yesterday. And go ahead and push back here a bit. And this was yesterday's AMC trading. Okay. One of the very first things that I recognized, and I was running my algorithmic program the minute the market opens up at 9:30 a.m. And immediately we started to see, and I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in here. I started to see the algorithm start to take its run first thing in the morning. And normally when I'm looking at these algorithmic patterns, you see how these three candles set up, and look at the actual volume amount right up here. You'll see it here. 350,000 shares, 345,000 shares, 329,000 shares. Okay, what are the odds of that actually happening in real time without any type of manipulation. And again, whenever I'm watching this on the algorithmic screen, which I'll show you guys here shortly, you can see this. You can see the high frequency trading algorithm, and you could also see the dark pool real-time data algorithm all taking place. So normally in a situation like this, I would say that these were sales that were dumped into the market from the dark pool, from AMC's buy orders from yesterday, okay, or the day before. So basically what they're doing is they're taking all of the buy order transactions for AMC retail investors, and they're pushing those into the dark pool. Okay, we know that very, very few of these hit the lit market, if any, unless they're going through a broker such as Fidelity, which gives you the option to send your trades directly to the exchange. Okay, so what we're looking at here is we're looking at these hedge funds really trying to cover their asses. And at the same time, they're wanting to push this stock down, using the excuses that, this whole real estate eruption going on in Japan, the markets were completely red for 2 days. So I can see them using that as kind of a cover, kind of a, an excuse. However, when you've looked at stock charts for 25 plus years like I have, you start to recognize these patterns, and you recognize exactly what is going on. So we are not seeing any type of organic trading in the AMC stock. Now later on, I'll do a few videos, I'll do some videos, and I'll show you guys what an organic stock chart looks like. And what we're seeing here is not organic. It's what we refer to as machine trading. So they're going to allow their high frequency trading algorithms to do all of the work. In the meantime, the market makers are taking the AMC buy orders, and they're pushing all of them directly into the dark pool, where they do not belong. Now, dark pools are supposed to be meant for large block trade orders. Institutions, other big investors that are maybe purchasing, 50,000 shares, 100,000 shares, 1 million shares, whatever. And they don't want you to see what they're doing. And they don't want to affect the actual price action live on the lit market. So, I really don't like the dark pool stuff. It's all backroom dealings. And with backroom dealings, naturally comes corruption. Okay? So, this algorithm and some of this dumping of stocks, again, all coming from the dark pool and the high frequency trading. But this is a guaranteed identifier. Again, we'll go over it. 350,000 shares, 345,000 shares, 329,000 shares. Okay, again, what are the odds of that occurring in an organic market? The odds are very, very slim. As you start to move down and you see these three green candles, 290,000, 512,000, 236,000. Now, this can be possibly orders, buy orders from yesterday that were from the dark pool dumped into the market real quick. And then here we go. Normally when I see these two candles like this, a green next to a red, pretty close in size, I know the algorithm is about to kick off. And sure enough, here it comes. So 238,000, 200,000, 139,000, 336, 451, 305,000, 425,000. Okay, I could start to see the patterns already. 379,000, 575,000. I could see these patterns in this stretch. And you know, this was a nice long stretch here. And matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and throw up a trend line on this. And just change that color. We'll make that purple. So the pattern continues right along here, and I'll show you the high frequency trading algorithm, and it will match up directly with what you're seeing here now. Okay, so the majority of all of this, once again, it's all just high frequency trading. Now here you're going to see the algorithm change. Okay, and again, we have these two base candles, one red, one green, one a little bit bigger than the other. The majority of the time when they'll switch an algorithm, these two candles will be pretty close in size, or they'll be identical in size. And that's normally a sign for me, showing me, okay, you know what, this trend that they've been in this algorithmic pattern is about to change, and it's about to change for a reason. Okay, now let's take a look at the volume of these candles. Okay, so 132,000, 375,000, 177. I'm just going to go ahead and skip through these. 197, 203, 153, so on and so forth. Do you see how these green candles going upward in this trend are much, much lower in volume than the candles that we just went over in the beginning? Okay, and this is something that I've noticed with AMC and GameStop's stock for probably over a year now. Okay, so I can see the manipulation because I study it. I study it extensively. Okay, so here we go. We've topped out at 39.18 yesterday, and we're going to go ahead and mark off this trend also. So we'll give it a bump here and a bump there, and we'll leave this one gold or yellow, and we have the other one on the downtrend in purple. Well, here we go again. So they get to the point where they want to be. 39.18. Okay, well, that must have been a programmable number within their algorithm for this rise in this trend line. Then the algorithm's going to change, and it is very, very identifiable. Just take a look at it. Look at the pattern of the candles. Okay, and then we move down, boom, boom, boom. We move down, boom, 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 and it's a typical ladder attack or a step down. And we move over. Let's just pan out a little bit, and then we have a 3 candle rise: 114,000, 79,000, 141,000, 138,000, and then you start to see the high frequency trading is starting to take over, and you can see the buy sell buy sell buy sell pattern as it starts to make its way up. You can clearly see this, we'll just call it like a small triangular pattern right here, right here, right here, a larger one right here. So these algorithmic patterns that are programmed to buy and trade the AMC stock, oh yeah, well they're not our friend. That's for damn sure. On the downside, you can see the similarities, and again, this is high frequency trading, machine trading at its best. Okay, we had a pretty good candle right there, 178,000. However, really didn't do us very good, because as soon as it reached another pinnacle within their algorithm of 39.66, Well, what did it do? It started to drop. And the drop was pretty drastic. Once again, another change. You see these two candles right here next to each other, as I've mentioned before. That's going to change the algorithm up. It was a short run, and then here we're getting close to the end of the day, and that is their time to bury the stock or get it down to a closing point where they want it to be. And we ended up closing at 38.82. And let's take a look at the volume. Minor 86,000, 87,000. And again, what are the odds of these two candles being that close together in volume? Okay, it's pretty impossible. I mean, well, I don't want to say impossible, but highly unlikely. Let's use those words. And then here comes the big dump. Okay, right at 3:41, you got about 20 minutes left in the day. Bingo, a big dump of 329,660 shares. Okay, and that brought us all the way down 39.20. That brings us down all the way to the 38.88. So they pretty much have a number where they want the day to end. Okay, that's going to be maybe plus or minus a few cents, but not very many. Okay, because the algorithms are very, very, very precise. Okay, they're not going to allow a 5 to 10 cent or 15 cent fluctuation, because that would either put them in the money or out of the money with whatever they're trying to accomplish. And again, you'll see, they're probably dumping some shares that have to be reported within 24 hours out of the dark pool. They're getting them cleaned up right here, and the rest right here. There's no organic trading going on in AMC if you are not sending your buy orders or your sell orders to the lit market. Okay, so if you're using Robinhood, then your orders are being sent directly to Citadel, and they are being placed in the dark pool, and they can be placed in the dark pool on that given day for a couple of hours, most of the day, or they can wait it out for the whole 24-hour period. So basically, they have all of these sell orders from the retail investors, and they just utilize them as they want. Okay, and this is going to be a pattern and a fight and a battle that we're going to have to go through constantly until this MOAS hits. And there could be any kind of catalyst that kicks this thing off early, or it's going to be, as I feel, as I think, just like kind of a matter of time. There's going to come a time where the shares are going to be running out, the shares to borrow. There are so many synthetic shares out there, God only knows how many. It could be millions, tens of millions. Hell, it could be billions. I guess we'll never really know, because the market is not a fair playground. It's just not. So getting back to the chart, and again, as we can see, a small dump of retail investor trades, possibly some normal organic trades that made it through into the lit market, and then bingo, here we go right here. Let's take a look at the volume. 73,000, 94,000, 119,000, 124,000, 298,000. So you see that progressive move, right? The algorithm's making the calculations to get itself to that point. And what do we have here? We had a couple of green candles, 231,000, 343,000. Now, do you actually think in your mind that almost 500,000 shares were purchased with just a few minutes left in the market? And then, bingo. This little measly order of 1,730, what does that bring us down to? That brings us to our closing price of 38.82. And then we get into the aftermarket. And the aftermarket is kind of its own little monster because the algorithms are shut off. Okay? 4 o'clock comes, algorithms are shut off, and you have your aftermarket buyers and sellers in there. And if you've ever examined pre-market and especially aftermarket, you can see clearly that the price swing can be very, very dramatic with very, very low volume. Looky here. Looky, looky, looky. So you have 831 shares, 233, 207. This long candle right here. You would think that would be, 10 million shares being traded right there. But no, it's 3,671 shares. So these little price movements back and forth, and we'll keep on going here. These little price movements, this one's actually pretty big, 79.25. I mean, these are actual real transactions. I mean, real transactions in real time, no algorithm, no dark pool, nothing like that. These are actually going through into the lit market because you can actually see the price move in front of your eyes with these low volume candles. 222. You saw the price move. Now, in the regular market, in the regular day, a measly 222 sales shares are really not going to move the ticker. But yet, in aftermarket, what are they doing? They are. Because this is organic trading that you're seeing. Those algorithms are shut off at 4 p.m. That's a fact. So I always watch the pre-market and aftermarket, and I watch it pretty closely. And here we are already into today. Now, we did start off right up here, 39.53. There was a nice big little push here. Right at, let's see, let's go back here. At, where's our 4 a.m.? So here we are the 22nd. We were all the way down here at 38.04. And we progressively made it back up. And this is some, real-time trading. If by chance I wanted to buy, say, 10,000 shares right now, you would see a pretty good upswing. So, this is what we're looking at every single day. The highly manipulated stock of AMC and also GameStop. And the algorithmic patterns for both of these stocks are pretty close together. Okay, and here's something weird over here. Look at all these buy orders for 1 share in the order book. Yeah, that's a little strange. Definitely a little strange. But let's take a look at the actual order flow. And we're going to take a look at the algorithms. And we're going to go ahead and do a replay for yesterday. Now this is going to show us the dark pool. Okay, the pink line is the dark pool. And this was in real time yesterday during the trading session. And you're going to see how the high frequency trading algorithm, which I'm showing you right here in yellow. Okay, so remember how I went over the trading action on the actual chart. And I pointed all of these things out. Now you're looking at the high frequency trading algorithm in real time, in action, following and guiding the price movement, which is in blue. Okay, undeniable, undeniable. Very, very, very little organic trading. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let this replay, and we're going to start right here where you see the yellow mark for the 21st. A big gigantic push right up in the middle, 9:30 a.m., and here it goes. Just kick back and watch this. Now at this point in time, the high frequency trading algorithm is trading above the actual price line. But if you look at the shapes of both, the blue price line, the yellow algorithmic line, you can see that they are pretty well in sync and pretty much guiding all of this trading. The high frequency trading algorithms trade in milliseconds, and they're making pennies on the dollar. But with millions of trades being made in your normal trading session, well, that adds up to a lot of money. And you can see pretty much all day the action was guided by the high frequency trading algorithm. Now, let's take a look at the dark pool algorithm. And this was the dark pool action for yesterday, the 21st. So let's go ahead and fire it up. You'll see the big spike right here as it kicks off. And let's just pan back and watch it in action. And this was kind of odd to watch. Usually the dark pool kind of rides below the price line. Yesterday it was well above, and it was also following the high frequency trading algorithm. The last clip that I showed you that had the yellow indicator. Now you can see at a divergence point it dips below the price line a little bit, and then it kind of stays right in line with it. And at this point in time, you know, these are the shares that are being dumped out of the dark pool. These were your retail trades from the 20th that they held in the dark pool for no reason at all. Well, let me correct myself. There was a reason why. Because they didn't want all of those retail sales hitting the lit market because of their agenda. Their agenda was to collapse the price as down or as far down as they could push it. And they did a damn good job. Okay? Now, without the dark pool, their algorithms would have been pretty much no match for the retail trader. The volume was pretty much cut more than a half. I think about 63% of the volume yesterday, if my figures are correct, I think it's about 63% went into the dark pool for today. Now, they should have to dump that into the market at the opening, but no, they don't. They trickle that. They trickle those orders right out as they need them. So it's just like another tool in their tool bag that our SEC gives them. Fair marketplace? Once again, I don't think so. No way, no how. And we can jump out of this. We could also look at block trades, and we can see where some big money came in for AMC. This would just be regular block trades. So for yesterday, there were two of them. One of them was for 139,000 shares at $40.66. This is probably an institution that jumped in at this price, and they're probably holding, or they added this to their portfolio. And that was at 9:49 a.m. At 10:56 a.m., 108,000 shares at $38.25, and it gives you the cost over here. So somebody waited a little bit, and it took a dip, and again, they probably increased their position in AMC with these two purchases. Dark pool, we can look at transactions specifically in the dark pool that were not, these were regular block trades that we just looked at, but these were dark pool. The last dark pool was on the 17th of September. 850,000 shares at the price of $45.35. $38.5 million. Okay, doesn't tell me who bought it or anything of that nature, but it does tell me that that came in on September 17th. So that was quite interesting. And just imagine if that 850,000 share purchase did not go into the dark pool, but it hit the lit market. Wow. 850,000 shares hitting the lit market, yeah, would have been a beautiful increase on September 17th when we were dropping down in price. And then we moved into the 20th. That was kind of the beginning of the onslaught to drag AMC all the way down. So, again, I mean, this is just something that we're gonna continue to go through until we get to the very end. We can take a look at the shares that will be available for borrowing, and as of right now, we're looking at 5:48 a.m. As of that time period, 550,000 shares, and the fee, a measly 1.1%. Yesterday was just pretty much off the chart as far as the amount of shares to borrow to short the living shit out of AMC. And again, folks, this is a major, major battle for us and them. We have everything to gain. They have everything to lose. They should have stopped shorting AMC probably around, I'd say maybe the beginning of March, latest April of this year. But they didn't. They underestimated the retail trader, and they definitely didn't see the community of AMC apes coming together in worldwide numbers and literally trying to crush them. So they just kept going and kept going and kept going. And it's just like, like 1,000 little razor cuts. And, a few months ago, it was quoted that we own 80% of the float. Okay, well, that was a couple of months ago. And I see all of you guys on Twitter that I follow and you follow me. And we see, hey, I'm buying 10 more shares. I'm buying 50 more shares. People are buying. Okay, well, since then, maybe we own close to 90% of the float. Where in the hell are all of these other shares coming from? Now, yes, institutions, other hedge funds, yeah, they'll let you borrow their shares for a fee. But when's it going to come to an end? Is it going to come to the point where the AMC apes have to literally go in there and buy every damn share that's available, and maybe we come close to owning, 92% of the float? What then? What then? But something's going to give. Sooner or later, their money's going to dry up. Margin calls are going to be sent out. Those telephone calls are going to be popping left and right. And then, like we all say, they're going to have to cover. They're going to have to cover. And when that happens, well, the MOAS begins. And I believe that it will probably be a pretty long process. Maybe a couple of weeks. It could possibly drag out for a month. There will be a lot of stoppage in the daily trading. There may even be a stop trading for a day. This stock is feared to go into what they refer to as infinity. Now, we know it won't go into infinity, but it does have the potential to get up there very, very quickly, surpassing hundreds of dollars per share to thousands of dollars per share to tens of thousands of dollars per share, and possibly even 100,000. It's all possible. That's all going to depend on how deep they buried themselves. And I believe that they've buried themselves pretty damn good. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. I'm going to go ahead over here to TradingView. And this is a little bit of a better example of how the buy, sell algorithm was working on the 20th. I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in here. Let me go ahead and broaden this screen a little bit. And the way I have this set up is it's actually following the signaling for these high frequency trading. So right off the bat, there was a buy signal, and immediately after that short buy signal, it was in that steady sell signal. So you can see there was a small buy here, then boom, all sell. And as the trading day went on, you can see the signals popping up. And some people would think that this is signaling like for a day trader. But the algorithm that I have running is not for buy sell. I mean, you could actually use it. To trade off of. One of the rules of thumbs in regular day trading is don't try to trade against hedge funds and institutions. Trade with them, because they have more money. And if they're going to be, the stock's going to be going up and they're trying to push it up, well, then you ride along that wave and you make that money. And hopefully you get out of your trade before they start to dump it, because they will start to dump very, very quickly once they reach their pinnacle. And this is a prime example right here. So it gave a buy signal, and it was back in here, buying, boom. Gets to its pinnacle, it's marking the algorithm, and bam, it alerts to sell. And it drops the price. So, there are some great tools out there. Once again, here's a prime example. Small uptrend for purchasing, buying, and then bam, they'll just come in, slam the door, get to the closing price that they want, and then aftermarket takes over. So I use quite a few tools in my regular day trading, but over the last couple of weeks, I really haven't been doing a lot of day trading. Maybe something here, something there. The last two stocks that I traded several weeks ago were BBIG and the support.com. Made about $9,000 real quick, And, those two stocks went to shit and didn't want to risk any more and just jumped out of them completely. But, again, made some money on it, said bye-bye, and here we are today. So today's going to be very, very interesting. I think we're going to have another, I hate to say it, kind of a bad day. I could see it setting up already. But then again, you never know. You just never know. It's the stock market. Anything can happen at any time. This is man against machine. Machine trading. High frequency algorithms. Dark pools. It's a shrewd business. Somebody, a gentleman, sent me a message this morning on Twitter and asked me, if I would be able to help him make money in the stock market. He wants to buy a house. I asked him, how much experience do you have in trading? I'm not a financial advisor. I really can't give people advice. But one thing I can tell all of you is you do have to learn. It takes years. Say, look, you may get lucky here, you may get lucky there. But, in a normal trading fashion, if you do not know what you're doing, you're going to donate your money. And I know all of you folks are not in the business to be giving away your cash. So today's going to be strange. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I don't know if there's going to be a run-up or a run-down as soon as the market opens up. Something like that will probably occur, and maybe we'll trade sideways for a little bit. Who knows? I personally think that they're going to try to push this stock down to 35, possibly even 30. They may try to break the $30 mark and push it as low as 29. And if that's the case, don't fear, don't worry. We'll be able to get it going back up in the other direction. I doubt if it's going to be this week, but eventually that will happen. And their time is running out. Our time is right now. So anyways, folks, I'm going to go ahead and end this short live stream. And I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of information on how this high frequency trading works. Everybody has their theories. Everybody does their charting. Everybody has a hypothesis based on, what they're trying to accomplish with their charts. But in the end, it's man against machine. And right now, the machine is a lot more powerful in the market than we are because, they're holding all of the biggest and the most powerful tools. The high frequency trading and the dark pools. On top of that, they're market makers. So, we're already heading into the battle with 3 strikes against us. But yet, each and every day, we maintain, we stay in the fight, we stay in the battle. Why? Because we're going to win the war. This is Scott Sion, your Stonk trader. Good luck today, folks. Take care.